All right, so why direct mail? So I get asked that question a lot. Now, in my offerings, we do terrestrial radio, we do traditional print advertising, we do social media and internet marketing. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, why direct mail? Direct mail for last 7 years, maybe 6 years, had kind of been, kind of a dying medium. A lot of guys had abandoned it. But, in the last couple of years, the United States Postal Service has put out some data. We've had 122, almost 123 billion pieces of mail being delivered a year. Response rates are much higher. And, so if you just take a look at those two statistics, the increase in the volume and, of course, the increase in the response rate, what are we looking at? A lot of it is as a result of the number of years of everybody becoming so email reliant and email dependent, but like anything else, just like years ago when we were doing heavy direct mail and, you had catalogs and you had the clipper and you had all this stuff coming to your mailbox, it becomes saturated to the point where you just give it a quick glance and you throw it away. And of course, if you had cutting edge, really engaging content that really stood out in the mailbox, of course, you always got a good response rate and, people paid attention to it. You got about 6 to 8 seconds worth of, FaceTime with that direct mail piece to whoever your target audience is. But, there's been some changes over the years. You got to take a look at what's going on. The baby boomers are no longer, as targeted as they maybe were. A lot of them have have kind of retired and are moving out of, that target segment. And you have a lot more people now that, in the last 6, 7 years have been so inundated, especially with the advent of the millennials as far as being a target marketplace. You've had so many of them being inundated with email. I mean, you pick up your phone, and you go to one of your email accounts, and if you have a business account, a personal account, maybe another account for whatever reason, you got 2, 3 email accounts like I have, you take a look at it, I get, 25, 30 emails a day, from Pottery Barn, my kid's hockey club, my daughter's dance studio. I bought something once, on a Halloween costume for one of my kids. So now Halloween's around the corner and now I'm getting 1,000,001 emails from Spirit. So there's a lot of this going on where I'm just constantly just hit and hit and hit. And even though there may be a good message somewhere in those 350 emails I get a day, a lot of it gets lost because I just go through and click delete, 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 delete. And, depending upon what medium you're in, whether you're in furniture retail or you're in automotive or you're in real estate, the same thing. You're getting drowned out by this constant inundation of junk email. And even if it makes it into your main box and doesn't get caught by a spam filter, you're blowing through it because you know what you're getting ready to look at. So with direct mail, it's almost like that sneak attack. It's like that secret right hook, right? You want to make sure you get the customer's attention so you have good engaging content. You're hitting a target audience where they live, literally. If you got a good list, if you're sourcing it the right way, and you're sending a compelling message to the right person, you're gonna hold their attention for about 8 or 9 seconds. Take a look what's there, and if it's something that's worth looking at, they're gonna keep it. Okay. Especially the millennials. They have never been targeted as a direct mail client, whether it's automotive, furniture, real estate. The millennials now are coming into a position where they're becoming much higher income earners. They are now looking to start setting down and keeping roots. They're no longer the tiny home generation that people a couple years ago were making fun of. They're now a viable candidate to purchase these big ticket items. So, if you have a compelling message, you're sending it to them, they're going to take it, they're going to eyeball it. It's not going right from box to trash. They're going to keep it, take a look at it. All right, they're going to set it aside. They're going to revisit it, they say, on average 2.3 times across the board before they make a decision whether to toss it or to act on it. But they say that the response rate on a retained piece of mail is 5.3%, which is much higher than any other medium out there in the marketplace. Talk to some of your email marketers. Our response rates on email is not as high. And I got to tell you, that's why when I sit with a dealer or I sit with a furniture client that really wants to go into a marketplace and they want to push an event sale, whether it's Labor Day or Memorial Day or something like that, we create a piece of mail that is going to A, convey the message that they want, B, is flashy enough to stand out in the mailbox and all the clutter, and C, will have a call to action to make these people retain it and remember it for that particular event. Driving them into the event. And then once we get them there, then of course we work with our client to make sure that they have sound processes in place to do that conversion from mailbox to showroom to shopper to buyer and consummating the deal. So there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, but at the end of the day, direct mail is, in my opinion, right now, obviously, definitely more expensive than email marketing, but your return on investment is going to be much higher, and it's trackable, tangible, and people love it, and that's how you create a valued, loyal customer using a proven method that's been around for 100 plus years. And I'm telling you, it works, especially when there's a vacuum in the marketplace and your competitors are asleep at the wheel, concentrating on just one medium. I'm getting ready to go to Digital Dealer and do some exploration, and there's an entire conference dedicated to digital marketing. So it only goes to show you, with what I think there's 100 plus vendors that are going to be there that are all concentrating on digital. Nobody, and everybody's going there with looking for that silver bullet. The thing is that direct mail is that silver bullet, in my opinion. When I'm doing a deal for a client that's close to mine that wants to see solid return, that's what I am recommending, because that gets the results that they can measure, manage, and convert. So if you have any questions, you want a second opinion on what you're doing, I'll take a look at it. We've got some ideas that we can offer you. We've got some really sexy new direct mail pieces that we're bringing to market that are usable in multiple verticals. As I mentioned, real estate, automotive, furniture, really kind of our bread and butter verticals. So give me a call. I'd love to talk to you, share some ideas, and see you soon. Take care. Sell like hell.